So Peter just finished saying, you've been given what? Everything. Everything you need pertaining to life and godliness, spiritual maturity, all these things. You've been given everything you need. Why? Because you've been given Christ himself. The hope of glory lives in you. The Holy Spirit lives in you. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead lives in you. You've been given everything you need. But then he goes on to say something else. We got to be doing some things. We got to be adding to our faith. What does he mean by this? He says, here's the secret to not being ineffective and unfruitful. He says you got to add to your faith. Faith being the life of, like, faith is the Christian belief. That's basically what he's saying. And he goes this, for this very reason, because you've been given everything, make every effort. Well, I thought we don't have to make efforts. Make every effort. It's grace-driven effort. Make every effort to supplement your faith or your belief with virtue, knowledge, and knowledge with self-control. With your self-control, he's saying steadfastness. With steadfastness, add godliness, and godliness with brotherly affection, and with brotherly affection, love. Love. You have to say it like love. And it says, for if these qualities are yours and they're increasing, that will keep you from being ineffective and unfruitful in the knowledge of Jesus Christ. So there's a part we play. Yeah, but you said we've got everything. Yes, we do have everything, but these virtue, this knowledge, these things that we add into our faith, it's actually a demonstration of the fact that we have faith. We're not earning anything with it. It's grace driven. Peter goes on, he says, for whoever lacks these qualities is so nearsighted that he's blind. He's blind, having forgotten he was cleansed from sin. So it's like, man, you're cleansed from sin. You're good. It's all good. Now add to yourself all these things. And if you forget this, you're so nearsighted, you're blind, you forget that you're saved. And Peter uses these common words used in the culture of his day with a bit of seasoning or a twist to make them Christian. He starts with talking about faith and he ends with talking about love. And it's a God kind of love. So how does this work? I mean, the people who were legalistic, they were actually saying the Gentiles, non-Jewish believers, needed to become Jewish. They needed to be circumcised. They needed to be doing the dietary laws. They needed to be honoring the Sabbath, etc. They needed to, in effect, become Jewish in order to be saved. And Peter, as well as Paul, they would all be like, no. This is not what we're talking about, the outward works, etc. This is not what they're talking about. When someone say, I don't know, don't preach to me about this, holiness stuff or, making every effort stuff. It just makes me feel bad. Pete here, man, he is not trying to whip you into shape. He is not trying to do behavior modification. What he's saying is that you are saved, and as a result of you being saved by grace, there will be a demonstration of a changed life. There's going to be a demonstration by your works. For Peter, for the gospel writers, for Paul, for James, etc., the other people who wrote those New Testament letters, faith is synonymous with obedience. See, that's why Jesus, in the parable about these two sons, one says, yeah, I'll go down and work in the vineyard, Dad, but doesn't. And then the other brother who says, no, I'm not going down there. I'm not going to work, and does. Jesus asked the question, which one was obedient or which one did the will of the Father? The answer is, well, the one who actually did the work, that actually went down there and worked in there. He's the actual one that obeyed. Whether he said he would or not, didn't really matter. He went and did it. He was the one that did the will of the Father. So Peter's not saying, you got to add a new doctrine, a new kind of teaching to all these things. He's saying, you take a bowl of faith and you add virtue and you add knowledge and self-control and steadfastness. You add godliness. You add brotherly affection, which is a different word than the last one, love. Brotherly affection is the word philo or Philadelphia, where we get the city of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, is different than the last word, love, which is a Christian word only used in the Bible, agape, which means the love of God. You add all those things, you stir it, you mix all that up to your faith. That is going to produce an aroma that will come out of that mixture. It's going to, and I'm talking about a good mixture. The aroma of that's going to be amazing. It's going to make people crave what you've got going on. I want whatever you're eating. Come on. That's what's going to happen. So add to your faith these things by grace, not by your own kind of efforts to earn you anything. It's a result of being thankful for what God has done, that you just want to glorify Him with your life. Go do that.